and welcome to NSO at Home Live, a concert series created by the musicians of the National Symphony Orchestra. My name is Marissa Regni. I'm the principal second violin of the National Symphony. I'll be your host tonight and every Sunday night as we bring live music into your homes and hopefully into your hearts. Tonight we have a brass spectacular. We have members of our National Symphony Orchestra Brass Section, and they will be joined by members of the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra Brass Section, as well as members of the United States Marine Band President's Own. We're going to kick things off with a piece by Giovanni Gabrieli. Now, he was a very important Italian composer during the Renaissance era and leading into the Baroque era, and he wrote an enormous amount of really terrific brass pieces. We're going to hear Canzone per Suonare No. 2, and it's from a collection called Canzone per Suonare con ogni sorte de strumenti, which loosely translates to songs to play with all kinds of instruments. And here to play those all kinds of instruments, we have NSO principal trumpet player Billy Gerlach. We've got hornist Bob Rearden, trombonist David Murray, tuba player Stephen Dumaine, and they will be joined by Amy McCabe, who's a trumpet player with the United States Marine Band President's Own. Let's hear a little Gabrieli. Thanks, guys and gal. That was so fantastic. Can't wait to hear more a little bit later in the show. I'd like to remind you that you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, we are NSO Musicians. On Instagram, we are NSO_musicians. You can also search for us on YouTube as NSO Musicians. We're always posting new content and all kinds of videos and photographs, things that we have been up to. In fact, this next Tuesday, in just 2 days from now, we will be posting a new musician profile. This is something that's up every Tuesday, and a different musician from the National Symphony talks about what they do, how they pick their instrument maybe, or interesting facts about them that you may not know. They're really great videos, and I encourage you to go onto Facebook and YouTube and check out some of the previous profiles that we've done. This Tuesday, it's a profile that I did, and I actually did it about the show. It's sort of a backstage tour, if you will, about NSO at Home Live. So if you're interested, about how the show is put together every week. Please check it out this coming Tuesday. And speaking of content, we're now going to play for you a video that has been posted. It was posted actually several months ago and was put together by principal trumpet player Billy Gerlach. He is so extraordinary how he does these videos, and we will talk about that a little bit later. But this is the Vienna Philharmonic Fanfare by the German composer Richard Strauss. And just a little bit of history about this piece. The Vienna Philharmonic is considered to be one of the great orchestras in the world. And since 1924, they have an annual ball. In 1924, Strauss wrote this piece as sort of an intro to the ball. And ever since that day, it has been played every year at their ball. This is an incredible performance, as you're about to hear, that was performed by the National Symphony Orchestra Brass Section, and they are joined by members of the Kennedy Center Opera House Brass Section and members of the United States Marine Band President's Own. So please enjoy this incredible video made by Billy Gerlach of Strauss's Vienna Philharmonic Fanfare. Great video. I always love watching it. And I have to say, after it first came out, I got so many emails from friends across the country and in different cities saying, have you seen this? It's so incredible. So I'm so proud of my colleagues. And so thank you for that magnificent performance, and also to Billy for putting together such a great video. I want to remind all of you, if you've been enjoying these programs, you can perhaps donate to the National Symphony if you'd like. You simply go to kennedy-center.org/NSO, and there is a little button that says support the NSO that you can click on. Anything that you decide to donate is, of course, 100% tax deductible and would mean the world to us. This coming Friday, September 11th at 8 p.m., we have a program called NOSADA Fridays. This is something we've been doing every 2 weeks on Friday nights. They're rebroadcasts of programs that we performed with our terrific maestro, Gian-Andrea Noseda. This is a rebroadcast of a performance we did in January of 2017 called American Portraits, and it includes music by Leonard Bernstein and John Williams. Also, Lincoln Portrait by Aaron Copland, and Felicia Rashad was the narrator for that. And we also have George Gershwin's fantastic Rhapsody in Blue with John Kimura Parker playing the piano, and he is absolutely amazing. So you will definitely want to check that out Friday, September 11th at 8 p.m. We are going to go back to our brass quintet. They are performing in the garden of classical movements over in Old Town Alexandria. Such a lovely setting. And they're going to be performing a quintet by Victor Ewald. Now, Ewald was a Russian civic engineer, an architect. He also played the cello and he composed. He obviously filled up his time very well. And most of the music that he composed was for brass instruments. He wrote 4 quintets. This is their 3rd quintet that he wrote. So let's head back to our fabulous 5 over in Old Town Alexandria at Classical Movements. Bravo. Thank you, Billy, Amy, Bob, Dave, and Steve. It was so great. And of course, such a lovely setting over there at Classical Movement. So thank you for that. I should mention that Bob and Dave are two of the producers on this show. So they are double dipping tonight. They are performing and producing. Hats off to them. Thanks for all that they do. I want to remind you, we will be back next week, Sunday at 7 p.m., and we will be featuring NSO Assistant Principal Flute, Leah Arsenault-Barrick. She's so fantastic, so please tune in to listen to her. And her husband will be joining us, Chris Barrick. He is a great percussionist, and he'll be playing marimba. Also on the show, NSO Assistant Principal Oboe, Jamie Roberts, will be playing. She is so great, and she is also one of the producers of this show, so please tune in to hear her playing the oboe, and she'll be in her natural habitat, actually playing her instrument. So it's be terrific. And we will have another one of our very talented youth fellowship students joining us. Kaylee Kim will be with us playing the violin. So please join in next Sunday at 7 p.m. We're going to wrap up tonight's program with another video that has been masterfully put together by Billy Gerlach. This is the Armed Forces Medley. And this is a piece that the orchestra plays a lot of times when we're doing outdoor concerts. Now, we always encourage our audience before we play it, if you are a member of the Armed Forces or have been a member, please stand up when you hear your song. So wherever you're watching from tonight, if you're at a friend's house or your own home, please stand up when you hear your song being played. This is a lot of fun, this video. It's as much fun to watch as it is to listen to. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about how these videos are put together, because it is quite a labor of love. Basically what happens is the musicians get their music and we record it either to a click track or to a recording. And we do that so that we're all playing at the same tempo or speed so that it will line up well. We also want to make sure we're the exact same pitch as each other so that we're playing in tune with one another. So we record onto one device while we're listening to stuff with earbuds on our other device. And we record our little video and send it off to Billy. And then he puts everything together like a little puzzle master. And as you'll see, this one is quite entertaining to watch. So please enjoy this video of the Armed Forces Medley, which includes performances by the National Symphony Orchestra members of the Choral Arts Society of Washington, and also Stephen Regni, who is the NSO Principal Pops Conductor. Here is the Armed Forces Medley.
United States Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and calm and gale, shall our purpose be. Send and brothers who shall come, our faith and glory true, to fight the state or fight and die.
United States Air Force.
I love that video. I love how people are streaming across the screen. It's so much fun to watch. So thank you, Billy, for putting that together and for all of the musicians and artists that came together to make it possible. That is it for us tonight. Just a couple of reminders for all of you. If you'd like to donate, you can go to kennedy-center.org/NSO and click on the Support the NSO button. Next Friday, this coming Friday, September 11th at 8 p.m., we will have our Noseda Friday program. This is American Portraits, and you won't want to miss that. We had terrific performances by John Kimura Parker on the piano and Felicia Rashad narrating The Lincoln Portrait by Aaron Copland. So please check that out on Friday night. Next week, we will be back Sunday night, 7 p.m. with Leah Arsenault-Barrick, Chris Barrick, Jamie Roberts, and Kaylee Kim on the violin. And last but not least, please think about joining us tomorrow on Labor Day at noon. There will be a rebroadcast of the performance the National Symphony Orchestra or members of the National Symphony Orchestra did this past weekend in honor of Labor Day. So please check that out. That is it for us. I, of course, want to thank, as always, our producers, Bob Rearden, Jamie Roberts, Dave Murray. I want to thank Sophie Edwards for setting up my lights and cables and camera. And we want to thank Thomas Baker for his beautiful artwork that he does that you see at the beginning of the show. And of course, we want to thank all of you for tuning in and week out and for your support and enthusiasm. It means the world to us. So thank you so much. Have a great week. Stay safe and stay healthy.